Want to share your screen, Ari? Oh man, hey, make sure you pull your screen up to share it if you want to do it.
All right.
All right, give me a second. All right, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh
By
Shai.
Shem, you know, Shai, by Shem, with
I
Dr.
say double honor to the apostles and the bishop, elders, of great millstone for teaching his word and truth and sincerity and for ruling well. Salutations to our fellow African across the four corners of the globe, preaching and prophesying in the name of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, my brother Gabar YAHAWADAH.
This is the brother Kahanallah.
It's Brother Arya Al Yahawadah.
We're the brothers from GMS Hawaii, and we brothers last week at the camp. We got an opportunity to go see this movie, Civil War. You know, I was a little surprised. I didn't even know it was out until like after camp. So us brothers went to go check it out. And it's a pretty good movie, man. For the most part, you know, it gave like pretty much a perspective of Civil War in America in modern day sense through the eyes of a journalist. You know what I mean? And shit was all over the place. You know, America wasn't the America that you see today, and it was split in a lot of ways. So, you know, it was a good movie. Brothers, y'all can speak about y'all personal thoughts on it real quick.
Yeah, can. Well, hey, it's like all these movies, these end time movies, or like, you know, movies that have to do with um you know, chaotic scenes within, especially here in Babylon. You know, it's all part of prophecy, man. And like, you know, you had mentioned, I remember you told us in the movie, like this is not how it's gonna happen, but obviously, you know, Esau kind of gives you like a vague idea of oh, something might happen if, you know, such and such situation arises. But ultimately, we know that the judgment that the Lord's gonna bring is gonna be far beyond what we could see in the movies, man. You know, the scripture tells us in the book of Daniel that it's gonna be a time like never before. So like when we see these type of movies, it's like, oh shoot, like, hey, the Lord's gonna bring something worse than whatever Esau could show us, man.
Yeah, I was thinking of when I was watching it, when we were watching it, I was thinking of the precept in 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 16, where it says, "For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Because the United States is not really united, really never has been, because different states have different laws pertaining to different things. That's not unity, you know. And that's what we saw. That's what we saw in the movie. You had states against states, pretty much. You know, the president was out of control. You know, he didn't have no control over any state. I think it was Texas and California in the movie was together, was repping for each other. Was it? That's what it was, right? Texas and California.
Western forces.
The Western forces. Yeah. I liked the movie though. I thought I was expecting more, you know, because you know us being in the truth, we go according to prophecy, but Esau doesn't, you know. So it ended for me personally. I was expecting a little more,
Judgment.
Yeah, a little more. I hate to say this word because Esau ain't about prophecy, but I was expecting a little more prophetic indications about prophecy. But then when I got home, as soon as I walked in the door, I turned on my YouTube, and the New York camp, they were doing a video on it in the car because they had just got finished seeing it, like we had just got finished seeing it, you know. And I was like, wow, that's the spirit. The brothers, you know, I'm a Gabar. He was, you know, with his camp pretty much. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. But they seemed like they enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. The best part for me was us getting together as a camp, because that was our first outing to a movie, you know.
Wow.
And I knew that was the spirit. The Lord chose this movie for us to go see together, you know. And it was good. It was all right. It was all right.
That's right, man. It's a lot of you know, there's a lot of, you know, Esau is not a spiritual man, so he only can go so far when it comes to bringing out things, because they got this thing called the method of revelation, and it's basically they have to reveal their so-called plans that they intend to do in particular ways. I had just saw an article right before we went to that movie, probably was that day, but I know I had saw like a TikTok or a short, a YouTube short, and that chick Candace Owens was speaking, and she was speaking about how like there's a website that you can go to. Maybe the brother can find it, but there's a website you can go to where it show you that all the movies that the CIA or the government approves. There's a website for that, and they give you a list of all different movies that the government basically put out, because a lot of what they put out is propaganda. A lot of the shit you watch, like I think it might have been her that said it or somebody else that said it, that everything you watch, like entertain. Oh no, the dude Cat Williams said it. He said entertainment is not the primary thing that that movies are for. He was like, if entertainment happens, that's cool, but the first thing is for propaganda. And so they give on this website, they give a list of different movies like Transformers, I think G.I. Joe on there, a lot of movies, a lot of different movies that the government basically help fund and script write. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much anything they got to do with the military, they always put that in they put it in a positive light. You know, they try to put it in a positive light. You know, in this movie, the military wasn't in a positive light. The military was split. Like the brother said, these different states, they got their own laws. They got national guards. They got their military. They got small militaries, what you call reserve and national guard organizations, who the government, if the local government feels the need, they could call up, but they could also be the U.S., the federal government through the president. He can also federalize the national guard too. So basically, like, let's say like the country split and different national guard sects or military sects wanting to go against, they couldn't do it because they're under the jurisdiction of the president. You know what I'm saying? But then you got militias too. What we saw in that movie, we saw different militias. Oh, yeah. He brought this precept out right here. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse I think it's 19. But I got the whole precept on deck, but hold on. For there shall be sedition among men. Yeah, this is 2nd Ezra 15, and where is it at? Oh, and 16. 2nd Ezra 15 and 16.
Yeah.
It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. The court and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Right, and when you look up that word sedition, right, it goes into that word sedition. It says conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. And as we see America basically do a front flip into World War III, you know, and the destabilization of many nations, a lot of spiritual things is happening real quick. A lot of spiritual things happened this week, bro. We had that movie come out on Saturday, came out on Friday, but we went to go see it on Saturday. Then he had recently, like yesterday, Dubai got flooded the fuck out, bro. That place where people like to go to, women like to go to get shitted on and pissed on, and the wealthy like to flaunt their wealth. None of that shit helped them people and that major flood. That whole country was hit by a major storm, man. You know, and I saw one. I don't know how true it was because it kind of looked fake, but it showed one where it looked like a tornado was in that motherfucker, man. But it definitely got flooded out, and they say that that country don't have any drainage, no proper drainage. You know what I'm saying? Because it's in the desert. You got that kind of shit. So people being displaced, losing their homes. People in America can't live. I just saw a video of this Edomite, she in a car complaining about how she couldn't pay her bills, man, being single. And she putting applications in for her husband so she can help split the bills, man. So people can't survive, and eventually that's gonna cause sedition, you know. And people, and again, America is divided, you know. And this movie showed how divided America can get, and how hostile America can get. Remember that one scene, dude? It's in the trailer too, but the dude said, "What kind of American are you?" You know, and then he went down the line and had them express, "Where you from?" One dude said he's from Hong Kong. He got put to death. And did you find that website, bro?
I was looking. I found. Well, actually, not this. I found. Slovakia. Spy Escape. It says The Gray Man and 25 other spy movies recommended by CIA spies. Like that was
No, that wasn't it. Hold on. It's yeah, there's a spyculture.com. Is that where you at?
Spy Culture?
Yeah, here you go. It says update of a complete list of DOD films, Department of Defense films.
Oh,
right here. This is it right here. I think this is it. It says it says in 20 sometimes the Freedom of Information Act is a strange beast. You receive something you didn't ask for but are still happy to get. That happened to me recently when a response request about the Pentagon's Hollywood database. I received an updated list of DoD films, movies that were assisted by the DoD. This list is larger than a version released to me in 24, though there's also missing a number of entries in 2014. And you got so 2014 list, The Gathering of Eagles, Soldier Story, A Time to Kill, which that was a good movie. I think that was the one with Gina Davis in it. And Above and Beyond, Above the Clouds, Aces. What is it? Hold on. Antoine Fisher, Apollo 13, At War with the Army, Always a Boat. Let's see.
What's the name of the website? Spy Culture?
Spyculture.com.
Oh, I gotta write this down. Let me get it. I gotta write this down.
Spyculture.com. I'm sure the list is even longer, but I'm trying to find it. I don't know if this is the if this is the actual one, because old girl was speaking on it. But you got The Jackal, Air Devils, Fly Away from Home, Visiting, True Lies. I remember that movie. And a lot of those movies predicted 9/11 and other things that happened. You know, I don't know if brother saw that movie called Enemy of the State.
Oh, that was a good one. I saw that.
Yeah, even Iron Man, the movie, the Marvel movie Iron Man is on the list. So the government, the DoD, helped produce or finance Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? Major movie stars, Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, a lot of shit, and they show a lot of weaponry that they already working on or already got in these movies, man.
That's what I was thinking.
You know? What else we got? Transformers, Spear, which Spear was a good movie because it showed about how AI could take control of the country, of the world. GoldenEye, that's a James Bond movie. Tomorrow Never Dies, Larger Than Life, The Jackal, and different types of movies. You know, and it's just an abbreviated list. I'm sure that it even goes even further than that. But you can put Civil War in there too, right? So that goes to their method of revelation. Just like the Lord, um, before he do anything in the earth, what he tell you what he going to do, be it a prophet. You know, and you got priests on the left hand side. We're priests on the right hand side, but Esau has a priest, a high priest on the left hand side, and they're tapped in. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody got anything?
I got a quick precept.
All right, bring it up on the screen.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse.
Oh, you clicked the screen off, bro. You gotta
Did
share
I?
the screen. Yeah. You gotta share your screen too, Don.
Ecclesiastes chapter.
Oh, you're
1.
not sure. We can't see it.
That's it.
No, this is. I don't know what page this is right here. This is your page. Look at the screen. We're sharing your screen. So just open it up in a tab that you got opened up that you're sharing.
Okay.
I don't know how many windows you got open.
Oh, I'm in the Good News translation. Sloppy.
I'll pull it up, brother. What you got? Ecclesiastes what?
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9.
Right.
Verse 9. Yeah. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9. I was trying to pull up the Blue Letter Bible version so I can get the NLT too. The water, brother. Yeah, Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9. I'll read the KJV and the NLT. It says, the thing that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. NLT, history merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. And that's right. There was a civil war in the past. The North, I believe it was called the North versus the South. But this civil war that's coming is different in the sense that it's going to lead to the destruction of this place. It's going to lead to World War III, you know, and the return of YAHAWADAH to totally destroy this place, to totally destroy Esau and his wicked kingdom. And that's what we're looking forward to, you know.
Hey, Kahan, can you get that precept where it says, and if it says, it's on a thing where it says, he says, when I come, a fire shall be kindled. Hold on, a fire shall be kindled.
Luke 12:49. I think it says, I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled?
Yeah, that was it. Well, I'm sorry, what was it? The water, brother.
Apostle Luke 12:49. Luke 12:49. Yeah.
God, this is Luke 12 and verse 49.
Mhm.
It says, "Well, I am come to send fire on earth, and what will I if it be already kindled?"
Right. So if it's already the Lord, Yahweh Shai, he's bringing fire onto this earth, but it's already going to be kindled. It's already going to be fire on the earth. Shit's going to be happening. Read it in the NLT and see what it says.
And then NLT it says, "I have come to set the world on fire, and I wish it were already burning."
Yeah. So, and that's what the Lord's about to do. He's going to set it on fire because the Lord, when Yahweh Shai comes, he's bringing the chariots, and the chariots going to be smoking this place too, right? And then it's already going to be in the throes of nuclear war. The nuclear warhead's going to be getting shot off. Okay. So, and what's going to happen before the nuclear war? You're going to have upheavals and uprisings, dysfunction all over the place. But not in everywhere, because remember in that movie, Civil War, it was places that wasn't as touched as bad as other places. The dude walked through that town and he said, it's a war going on all over the country.
Oh,
And the woman was like, she was like in that state of not what do they call it? Something normalcy bias, where like they just kept going on with their life.
yeah. She was
You
like,
had
"Oh,"
Edomites, yep,
she said, yeah, we just try to stay out of it or something
yeah,
like that." Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So you had Edomites walking their dogs and shit, not realizing that the world was crumbling around them. And a couple of the actors and their parents, they were referenced as being in Colorado or Missouri, living on farms, acting like nothing is happening, but it is.
Yep.
So you're gonna have a mix of both of that, but it's gonna be hardcore out here, man. You know. So when the Lord comes, He's bringing fire. He's gonna set this place on fire, but it's already gonna be kindled too, because you're gonna have upheavals. There's gonna be disorder amongst the states, the cities, because you got federal, you got state and local government, right? A mayor is a smaller version of a governor. A governor is a smaller version of a president. You know what I'm saying? And in the president, he's the top guy, right? So these different states, you had last or early this year, might have been like late last year, early this year. I think it was late last year. What the Texas governor and Florida governors, they were trying to shut that whole border situation down, man. You know,
Okay.
while Biden was like, no, let them in. They was blocking people from coming in, right? They called the local National Guard to do their bidding, and they were ready to do it. Obviously, they got the word from top, like you can't do it. And it was like all Biden had to do was federalize the National Guard, and they wouldn't help the governor of Texas. But that's the kind of world, that's the kind of country we live in. On top of the fact that it's going to be mass violence all over the place. Wow, everybody got a gun. I don't know if one of you brothers can look up the how many guns per person in America are there, and that's just the ones registered. We ain't even talk about the illegal weapons that these people have. America is the most gun happy country on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Out of all these different nations, America is the most gun happy, gun crazy people. So these
All
people
right.
ain't they're not trying to go out without a fight. Go ahead.
It says, in the United States, there are 120.5 firearms in civilian possession per every 100 residents. According to data from Small Arms Survey, here are the numbers for the nations listed above in the same order. Canada, 34.7 firearms per 100 residents. Britain, 4.6 firearms per every 100 residents. So the country after America has like 4 times less firearms.
Yep.
Like the brother was saying, going into, Babylon the Great, they have the most amount of firearms in civilian hands, man. So that is not talking about police, army, national guard. We talking about regular people, man. You
Salakia,
know?
bro. your computer, it wasn't sharing the screen. You gotta turn your screen off and then stop sharing your screen and try to share it again, bro.
All right.
Yeah, then go over the statistically again. Share it again.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Oh, we can hear you, brother. It wasn't.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't sharing. It wasn't sharing the screen. Hold on. We can see. I just shared this. Yeah, it's sharing now. Yeah, it's sharing now. Go ahead, brother.
So yeah, it says in the United States there are 120.5 firearms in civilian possession per every 100 residents. And
Yeah,
then
so that's basically like everybody for every 100 residents there's at least one weapon, one firearm. Yep, and then you got it says 120.5. So it's like 1.2 weapons, firearms per every 100 citizens, man. Civilians, right? And not to mention, you got Edomites that got fucking caches of weapons in their houses, man. They got weapons all over the place, man. So what you think is going to happen when famine hit it, kick in? Hey, when we started that one precept in Second Edges 15, it's going to be the wild wild west out here, just like it was in that movie, man. You got something, Khan?
Yeah, Khan. This is in the book of Isaiah 19:2. It says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom."
Right. Yep. You break it down, bro.
That's right, man. And this is what the Lord's about to bring. You know, this goes hand in hand with, the book of Second Esdras, man. And why is it gonna happen? Because of the troubles that famine, that war is gonna bring, supply shortages is gonna bring. People think that these type of events are not possible here in America, but in reality, anything that blocks off, trade routes in a severe way, which war, that's something that happens a lot during war, blockades and trade routes, all that stuff, man. So what's gonna happen? Supply is gonna, be real short, and then once they run out of the things that's within the country, guess what's gonna happen? All hell is gonna break loose, man. Because people are gonna need food, they're gonna need medicine, supplies, and when you're in a time of war, fuck, man, that's one of the best strategies is to cut off your enemy's supply lines, man.
Yeah, that's one of the first things militaries do is cut off supply lines so that you can't feed the troops, and they're not even thinking about the civilians at that point. But the brother Arya All had brought this out in his I'm not sure what happened. He had brought this out in his over the week, or that day after we watched it. And it's the same precept in the GNT, Isaiah 19:2. The Lord says, I will stir up civil war in Egypt and turn brother against brother and neighbor against neighbor. Rival cities will fight each other and rival kings will struggle for power. And you see That's what you saw in that movie. It was people had family members killing each other, man. You had Edomites killing Edomites. In that one scene, they had a truck full of dead bodies. And they didn't have no uniform on. And then in the one other scene, you had civilians with military equipment fighting the military, bro. And giving them summary executions. And it says rival cities will fight each other because when one city gets blocked off and one of you brothers get Second Esdras 15 and start at 14. When it blocked off, they're gonna try to get out of one city and go to another city. So it's gonna be Mad Max on them highways and on the roads, That's how serious it's gonna be. I forgot. What happened to the brother Ariel?
Oh, I think he closed out.
Brother, can you get Second Esdras 15? And
I
got it. Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Start at 14.
Okay, this is the book of Second Esdras of 15 and verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth
Make it
nigh."
big, brother. Salaki. Hit the number. Yeah.
Second Esdras 16, Second Esdras 15 and 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein,
Mm-hmm.
for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands."
Right, and them swords are them weapons, man. Those 120.5 weapons per citizen, man. And anything they can get their hands on, man. You're gonna have people standing up fighting against each other. You're gonna have different nations fighting against each other. Like there's a show on Amazon I told brothers about called Fallout, man. And that whole show was about war, you know, and the devastation of nuclear destruction. But in the show, because it's based off a video game, but in the show, it had people just living on the ground hundreds of years after the nuclear attack happened, and shit is still destroyed like it was when it first got destroyed. And then you had these corporations using war and propaganda to push out their agenda. Because I was talking to one of the elder brothers in LA today, he was speaking about that, how like these corporations, they're the ones that put a lot of these ideas in these officials' heads to do their bidding, you know. So they'll poison the food, poison the water, you know, on a behest of these major powerful corporations while they get paid for it, you know. What you got, bro?
I had looked this up. I put most common weapon on U.S. civilian possession. It says at least 42% of American homes self-reported that they have a firearm. Of these, 63% have a shotgun, 59% have a rifle, and 58 have handguns. And this is just the ones that admit that they have firearms. Which most of the people that have you know, you mentioned that there's people that have a shitload of weapons and whatnot. Like they keep it on the low. They don't do these fucking surveys and shit. So like half of the population of America admits that oh yeah, I have a gun in my house for self-protection, you know, just in case a robber or whatever. But there's people that are ex-military that are in militias. I don't know if I think we had shared it amongst each other like a while back. I think the brother Gabar had passed it on to us, a documentary. I think it was on Vice, where that woman went out and she was interviewing the guys from the militias and shit. And that motherfucker had a 3-car garage full of weapons. He had that all-terrain vehicle, and the dude was talking about like, yeah, we're gonna put a turret 50 caliber up in there.
I saw that.
So like imagine, man, like these fucking Edomites, like they have a passion for the gun. Like that's their fucking blessing, man. You know?
Yeah.
And you got a civilian private military collection. So they actually got tanks that actually work. You know what I'm saying? Like real tanks. They collect rounds and all of that shit. They got all that shit in the crib, bro.
Yeah,
and Jet doing something with a couple of clips and a switch and a stick. Nigga, they got stick, man. They got the whole fucking woods back there, bro. And them Edomites, they're training. Them Edomites are training right now as we speak. You got Edomites in the woods training like they're in the military, bro. And the first people they gonna take down are you niggas, man. You Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man. You're in the sight to these people, man. They got their kids, they training their little kids how to use these weapons too, man. So if they get hit, the kids pick up the weapon and mow you down with expert precision, man. And then it was also too, some time ago, America had brought up all these hollow point ammunition, man. They said it was three rounds per every U.S. citizen, man. Hollow points, man. That shit go through Kevlar. That shit go through metals and shit. And when it get in your body, man, that shit it rip your flesh up, man. Start spinning in your body, going crazy. So these people, they're getting ready. On top of that, you got these doomsday preppers. Because when they like us, when we watch these movies, they in their mind they're like, oh, this shit's gonna happen. Because how many things have we saw in the theaters, in the movies, and the shit actually really played out in real life, man? Again, the film industry is not for entertainment. Hey, just like the music industry is not for entertainment. The music industry is about witchcraft. It puts spells on people, man, to make you do the things that you hear and you listen to, even the things you watch. I don't know, back in the day, like in this country, back in the day, used to have all these hood classic movies come out. And what happened to every last one of these theaters where Negroes was at? People getting shot. And y'all just watch New Jack City. But niggas get so excited, they start killing each other in real life, man. You know what I'm saying?
God, and you mentioned all these, these preppers and these militia members, man. Like to them, their salvation has to come from their own hand. So they, what do? They buy these weapons. They, they go and buy these lands, and then they start, prepping over there. I remember the last Terminator movie when they went to ask the Terminator for help and shit. I remember he took him to where he had his guns and shit, and they were like, "Damn, why you got so many weapons?" And he was like, "Oh, just in case all hell breaks loose." Roughly paraphrasing, all hell breaks loose, and I gotta protect my family, And that's the mentality of a lot of Edomites here, man, in Babylon the Great. Like they know something's about to go down, and they just prepping for that one day, man. And I remember in that documentary that we mentioned earlier, the lady was like, "Oh, but why you prepping so like so strongly? Like who is this for?" And then the guy was like, "Oh, anybody that threatens to take away our liberty." And then I remember the lady was like, "Oh, and does that include the government?" And then he was like, "Oh, if they try to come and take our liberty." So Esau's ready to die, man. Like Esau's ready to fight against the authorities to defend his liberty, man. And this is what we about to see, because at the end of the day, what do the scriptures say? That Esau's gonna want to come and try to take control over everybody, man. That's where the charagma comes into play. He's gonna make it to where it's gonna be a chaotic situation, and then he's gonna introduce that MOTB and try to pretty much convince everybody to do it. But there's a lot of people that are in the know already, like outside of the truth, that they're like, nah, these motherfuckers is trying to control us, so fuck it. We die for liberty, or fuck it. It's the only way, and that's what these people are preparing for. Yeah, my screen froze.
Oh, hold on, brother. Oh shit. You got something, Ariel? You got a preset?
No, I was just thinking they have a gun show here at the Blaisdell every year. They recently just had one, and I was dating this chick one time before I came into the truth, and she went there, and I went there with her. And bro, at this gun show, you can buy pretty much anything if you have the cash on hand with you, anything. And they had everything up in there, guns. I think if I remember correctly, they have like rocket launchers. You know what I'm saying? So, and Americans love their guns. They love their guns. They love their weapons.
Yeah, America.
That's where their faith is at. Carnal people.
Yeah, for real. Back in Second Edges 15. The Second Edges 15. I started 15. It says Second Edges 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. Right? And that's what we saw in that movie. That movie Civil War. We saw people, it's like everybody had a gun. And the people that were journalists they didn't have weapons. They had their cameras. It was like their camera was their weapon. You know what I'm saying? They take pictures. Soon as they was taking pictures of the dead, they was taking pictures of the destruction. You know what I'm saying? They took pictures of the destruction and shit that was happening going on. So, but everybody had a weapon, man. You know,
Everybody got a gun.
yeah, I'll keep reading. See, and we don't have carnal weapons. We don't, some brothers that got, some brothers may have a weapon, arm, like that, but that's for their private use. You ain't gonna see brothers at the shooting range, at the gallery, and nothing, videotape, no crazy shit like that. Some brothers is good with outdoors things. Some brothers got, things that they can use to hunt. Because there's gonna be that kind of, we're gonna be in that type time that, and when all hell breaks loose, bro, ain't like the brother Kahan said, it ain't gonna be no food available. A lot of these stores gonna be emptied out, man. And you see, like every so often, especially last year, you had these major cities being overrun by wild niggas breaking up the stores in their communities, to the point where now these major stores are leaving the so-called Negro communities, man. They're getting out of there because of the theft, because of the destruction, the rampant theft, the rampant destruction, and that's all done by design. It's all done by purpose. Right. You had a whole ring set up by a bunch of Edomites. These two Edomites, husband and wife, they had a thieving ring across America, and so a lot of these break-ins that you saw with these young black teenagers, women, and men breaking into these spots, they were actually hired out by these wealthy Edomites, and they were taking the merchandise and reselling it. Yeah, they just locked the bitch up and her husband up early this year. That shit happened. And then you also, I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
And then also, so you got that happening, and you also got just marauding bands of young people. So look at the marauding bands of these young Israelites, these young black wild monkeys. Let's call it what it is. These young fucking monkeys running around just doing shit just because it's in their power of their hand to do such a thing. Well, how much more when all hell breaks loose and the infrastructure of the country break down, the economic infrastructure breaks down, because they're switching to a new economic system. So this old one gotta go. Yes, I'm gone.
That's right. Nah, now I was gonna say, I spoke to some dude, that he got like family in Colombia and whatnot. So, and I was asking him like how the situation was. I think it was during the pandemic, and he was like telling me like, yeah, man, like it's starting to get bad. Like people are going into like the better neighborhoods to like steal and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, and how's the government handling that? And he was like, man, oh, they don't do nothing. Like they literally just send out a couple of patrols, but they can't really do much, because they don't have the money to pay a bunch of soldiers to go out, or police, man, and whatnot, because nobody wants to be a cop out there or a soldier. So he was like, pretty much like the rich people, what they do is they'll hire like hitmen or like kind of like militia groups to come and defend their neighborhood. So like they'll have like a militia come to like, let's say like a rich neighborhood, and whoever's stealing and shit, like get them shot down. And that shit is bound to happen here as well, man. I mean, it's gonna get to a point where like the money's not gonna be worth nothing, so everybody's gonna be on their own. But you best believe when when supply lines start getting cut off and all that, the real poor are gonna start going towards like the richer neighborhoods, and those people have weapons, or they're gonna hire militias and shit. They showed you that in the Purge, how they hire these militias to just kill people.
Well, there was a recent thing a couple years ago. I think I did a video on it. It's a minute ago. Anyway, a lot of these wealthy people are moving in neighborhoods that are gated. So they're moving into neighborhoods that got security in it. They're not moving into neighborhoods where they just got big houses and shit. A lot of these wealthy people going in a community, they prefer communities that gated and that got security all around it. Security. Shalom to the elder Amawan Gabar. He's on a.
Hey, shalom. Yahawah Shabakata.
All you brothers, man. Shalom.
Shalom.
All you brothers that's tuning in. But yeah, so you got that going on. You got these people like that happened in that movie. We were talking about that one town where the Edomites was walking their dogs, and the dude was like, "Man, it's like I just went to another time before the war."
And they had the snipers on the
I was about to
roof.
say they had the snipers on the roof. You know what I mean? That was their security, and they was looking at you. They was looking at to see what they was up in there for. You know.
Okay.
So people that can afford it, they're gonna have that up. They're gonna have that. But for the people that can't, these cities are gonna be hell. Like to be inside of a major city when Jacob trouble start. Get that precept Jeremiah 30:7 real quick.
Okay.
Read it, Baba Shah.
It's like the other movie on Netflix. I forget the name of it. Where the little girl was following the deers. Damn, I forget the name of that.
That was called. Oh yeah, shit! I forgot the name of that movie too, man.
Oh, Leave the World Behind. There we go. To what
yeah, Leave the World Behind. Yeah.
Yeah, so like in that one, they showed you how the big cities were pretty much the first places where all hell was breaking loose, man.
Yep.
So this is Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it."
All of this that we talking about is going to be a lot happening at once. You know, when we say it's going to be a civil war, the country is going to be extremely divided because it's already divided. You know what I'm saying? It's already divided on politics. It's divided in wealth, right? There's a lot of poor people, more poor than wealthy people here. There's a lot of racial separation going on, a racial division going on, sexual division. You know what I mean? Male and female division. So this country is already divided. On top of that, now Jake gonna be in the scope. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, they're gonna find a way to make you're the problem, you the reason for all this happening. You know, and all hell's gonna be breaking loose, man. But the scripture says he gonna be saved out of it. He that's gonna be saved out of it is the elect of Jacob, the elect of Israel. Which we hoping that we're some of those men. You know, when we do this work, we're doing this with the hope that the Lord is going to have mercy when his wrath comes, because his wrath is not just the nuclear missiles, it's not just the Third World War, because it is going to be a Third World War. Scripture speak about the men being taken off and sent to that war, man. There's going to be so few men left because so many going to die in a war, and these women, they're going to be by themselves. All of these high-minded and proud and haughty women, that's just gonna go out the window, man. All of these OnlyFans bitches, all of these independent bitches, all these bitches talking about you gotta have $100,000, you gotta make $100,000 just to be with them. You gotta pay their bills and all this other shit just to get some box. That's not gonna be in that case. And that day is gonna be all holy hell breaking loose on this earth, man. So when we go watch movies like Civil War, Leave the World Behind, or Don't Look Up, you know what I'm saying, or Bird Box, shit like that. These are all dystopian signs or symbols of things to come. It says the new Civil War. This is from magazine or Politico, like Politico.com. The new Civil War movie is eerily right about how the country could split apart. The political violence in Alex Garland's dystopian thriller is chaotic and random, which is exactly what makes it scary, because it's going to be like that out here. There's going to be random shit happening, random people just getting put to death, random skirmishes happening. Because it ain't going to be like a movie that's kind of like symmetrical. You know what I'm saying? Linear. It goes in a line. It has a start, a midpoint, and then the ending. Well, it's going to be random shit happening. On top of that, you're going to have wild animals getting loose, going crazy. They showed that in that movie, Leave the World Behind, where these animals was turning on the people. You know? That kind of shit's going to happen. That's all written in the scripture. It says, It says when the trailer for the movie Civil War dropped a few months ago, the internet assumed it knew what was coming. The promos, after all, lean hard into disaster flick tropes. Army helicopters descending on DC, armored tanks rolling through the urban streets, the Lincoln Memorial blown up spectacularly. On movie websites, the Reddit threads, some call it irresponsible to glorify violence. Well, America is all about violence. America was established on violence, right? In a 10th election year, on a message boards populated by militia members, we were just talking about that. Some imagine they be portrayed as heroes, fighting against the tyranny they have always knew was coming. All of them were wrong, since, like many movie trailers, these only loosely reflected what the movie is actually about. Yes, Civil War, which opened nationwide Friday, is packed with plenty of violence, but not to the scale you'd expect. The film is light on the battlefield set pieces and CGI explosions, spends scant time with government figures, and barely touches the political issues. Its main villains are insurgents, which is regular people who dot the war-torn landscape and exercise power. Wait a minute, exercise power. Let's keep on reading this. And Second Esdras 15 real quick. Verse 16. It says, there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So they're going to do what? Whatever they want to do. They're going to exercise their power, whatever they want to do. If they want to go on you, bust you open with the thing, they're going to do that. If they want to take you and rape you, they're going to do that. They're going to do whatever. They're going to exercise their power, not to any greater end, but simply because they can. The scripture just said that. It says they shall do that because it is in the. I'll read that again. It says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people are just going to be doing shit because they can do it. You know how many people walking around here right now wish they could just take people out, man. People just so bugged out. They just want to take everybody. You know what I'm saying? But they can't do it because the law is behind it. They don't want to get thrown into a prison. But Edomites are losing that shit too. And that one Edomite, he chopped that one nigga bitch up that went out on a date with him. She thought she was getting a seafood platter, and she got turned into a seafood platter, man. Cut her ass up and spread her all over Milwaukee, man. Like he was spreading out fertilizer, man. They found a leg somewhere, and they found a foot somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So,
I was gonna say like that Edomite in the movie, the one that was wearing them red shades.
Yeah.
He was like pretty much like, yo, whoever give me an answer that I don't like, I'm gonna fucking shoot him. You know, and that's gonna be the mind of these people, man. Like anybody could be an enemy to these Edomites, man. You could be wearing the wrong damn color or say the wrong thing, and nope, boom, you my enemy. And then they're gonna just kill people randomly, man. That's why the scriptures say that it's gonna be a time like none other, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so much violence, and especially here, in, you know, like you were mentioning, people don't do things because they're afraid of what's gonna come behind. But when there's a time of chaos, when people know, like, yo, nobody's gonna come book us. It's just like you saw that during the whole 19 thing. You know, there was states where people weren't getting arrested for a lot of things, man. And people just the crime increased. People were like, oh, fuck it. Then they not arresting nobody. They just giving us a slap in the wrist. Fuck it. Like, let's just go do it in multitudes, man. How much more when people know, like, oh, you could kill and no, you're not gonna get booked? Fuck it. Why? Because the police force is gonna be overrun. There's gonna be the military is gonna be out in war. So people are gonna know, like, yo, nothing's gonna happen if we go and kill and steal and whatever. Ain't nobody coming for us, man. So we need supplies, we need food. Fuck it, let's just go, like the scriptures say, do whatever we want to do, pretty much.
Hey, Ariel, can you read this precept right here? Revelation 14, 19, and 20.
Revelation 14, 19, and 20. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth and gathered the vine of the earth and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of the Most High. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse bridles by the space of 1,600 furlongs.
So there's going to be a lot of blood spread out here, man. There's going to be a lot of blood in these streets, man.
Yeah.
All right. There's going to be a lot of blood. It says right here, the grapes were trampled in the NLT. The grapes were trampled in a wine press outside the city, and blood flowed from the wine press into the stream about 180 miles long and as high as the horse's bridle, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a horse's bridle, let me see, a horse.
That's
Like
a lot of blood.
A horse's bridle is to their damn head. It's right up here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how much blood's gonna be out here in these streets, man. You know?
Yeah.
Shit's gonna be real live out here, man. Live and direct out here. People are gonna be doing whatever they feel they must and have to and want to do. A lot of you women out here, you don't understand that you marking yourself for destruction because a lot of these dudes are sexually oppressed and hypersexed and undersexed, oversexed. These dudes, they about to lose their fucking mind on you out here, man. They gonna remember all you proud bitches. The spirit of the Lord gonna jump on them men to revenge for all the wickedness you've done to them, man.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right. Hell yeah.
Your screen froze again, bro. It's all good. You can just talk, but don't worry about it.
I had a quick one.
What is it?
This is in the book of Matthew 24 and 22.
All right, hold on, man. Let me pull it up.
I just shared my screen. I don't know if it pulled up. So this is Matthew 24 and 22. It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So when Jacob's trouble begins, you know, and all hell's breaking loose, man, it's gonna feel like the world is ending, man. It's gonna be so much death, like the brother's going into the horse's bridle, man. And that's just like how do you call that? An analogy of how much death is gonna be out here in the streets, man. You know, and people, you know, I always say, like, you know, people think that the Lord's gonna come back when there's nothing happening, like nothing major is happening, you know, just like randomly. Like, nah, man, it's like every movie. When does the hero show up? When everybody feels like there's no hope, like, oh, we fucking finished, man. That's why the scriptures say that the elect shall scarcely be saved. So even us, we're gonna be like, oh shit, this shit is like, you know, we hope YAHAWADAH Ratasai that we endure to the end, but it's gonna be a point where we're gonna see so much death, like, damn, the Lord's about to destroy everything, bro. Like, you know.
Well, even like, an angel asked the Lord, even an angel asked the Lord, the angel asked the Lord, was you mad at the trees? Were you mad at the rivers? You know, he took everything out, man.
That's right. And people take the word of the Lord lightly, man. That's why, you know, when people say, oh, the Old Testament, that's the Old Testament. Yeah, but these things that were written in the Old Testament haven't happened yet, man. If a time like there was a time of trouble like there was none ever since there was a nation happened, we would have known about it, right?
Yep.
But there hasn't been. There's been times of, you know, of judgment, but it's not like, oh my goodness, that was like the worst humanity has ever seen. Nah, it's coming. You see, and people don't like to read those prophetic scriptures because people don't like the idea that the Most High is the one that's gonna bring that judgment.
That's right. Man, bro. Back in this article on Politico, it says the result is take on wartime life that's scarier than your standard Hollywood military flick, and especially resonate in a post January 6 times when death threats come to federal judges overseeing Donald Trump's trial. A lawmaker's spouse is bludgeoned with a hammer, and a gun-toting extremist at a home of a Supreme Court justice, as Garland portrays it the violence of war is much more random and probably much more accurate. True. Partly that's a matter of history. The real life Civil War of the 1860s was also marked by terrifying brutality. Far away from the official battlefields, much of the worst unnecessary violence of the American Civil War happened because of what we would call today insurgents, what they call guerrillas. And Aaron Shishan Dean, a historian at Louisiana State University, said, it says, those independent actors scattered, loosely organized, were the precursors to some of today's armed militia groups and unaffiliated radicals who latch on to their ideas. Hey, they didn't try to put that on the so-called on the so-called Black Hebrew Israelites, man, radicals. And in the event of a real-life political breakdown, some experts say these are the people who might feel most empowered and unchecked. Civil War performs a sleight of hand of imagining a large-scale war big enough to match our metaphorical divisions as we fight over blue and red, and blue and red, or Republican and Democrat. So yeah, it's going to be that kind of. It is going to be a lot of random shit happening. There's going to be a lot of random people who think that because of what's happening, they're in power. Like a lot of these weak dudes, a lot of these weak women. Oh shit! I thought I was sharing my street. They said a lot of these weak dudes, a lot of these weak women, they're gonna feel empowered in that day. Oh yeah, I finally got it. I got it. I got the power. They done put 5 people to death. They standing up there glorying in their pride, man.
Yeah.
These people with these radical ideas, radical political ideas. Yes, I'm gone.
No, I had just looked up the number of militias in the U.S. It says the Southern Poverty Law Center identified 334 militia groups at a peak in 2011. It identified 276 in 2016, up from 202 in 2014, and in 2022, nearly 200 groups still exist, down from 2015.
Yeah, but that's just a rough estimate, but they do a lot of following groups. Like they got us on there. They got us on the list. You know what I mean? Great Millstone, a lot of other Israelite groups on the list. So they coming after all of us. They coming after all, but the Lord, Yahawah Shah is going to protect us in there. What's that? Jeremiah 59 and what's it? 59 and 19? I think it's Isaiah. I want to say Isaiah 59 and 19, but try Isaiah 59 and 19 real quick. It might be 59 and 19. Yeah.
The book of Isaiah 59 and 19, it says, so shall they fear the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Right, and y'all saw that it was a flood of people coming in. Right? I think you had mentioned that in the movie. It was like a flood of soldiers coming in. But the Lord's going to lift up a standard against them when they come for us. And some of us going to get captured. Some of us going to be free. Some of us going to be, have spiritual powers. It's going to be every movie that you ever saw times a million, man. But in real life, really happening in real life.
That's right.
So I ain't gonna hold brothers up, man. I know brothers gotta go to work. Brother Ariel gotta work soon. So, I just wanted to bring this up, man. I had some more, but I think the point's been made. This is definitely a good movie to go watch. It's a spiritual movie. If you got a spiritual eye, I might go watch it again. Some brothers went and watched it a couple of times, but I definitely want to see this movie again, man, because it was pretty good, man.
I enjoyed it.
America is definitely on its way out, man. Hey, so with that, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah. So double honor to the apostles and the bishops, elders, the great millstone. Salutations to our fellow Keep striving. Hey, we almost out of here. Shalom.
Hey, shalom.
Shalom.